Question 4. Simplify fully the following algebraic fraction. I'm just going to rewrite this out so that I can add to it a key piece of information here, in that you have this in red, and that red bracket as one of the denominators, and you have this in x as the other denominator. There is nothing that is common between them. You cannot multiply this by anything to turn it into the red one, and vice versa. You cannot multiply that red one by anything to turn it into the blue one. So the lowest common denominator here, or the lowest common multiple of these two, are both of them multiplying each other. So we have an x times 2 minus x. That's going to be your lowest common denominator for this fractions question. Should also mention the reason why we need the lowest common denominator is you cannot add fractions or take away fractions that are different types. So this 4 and this 3 that were at the top of these fractions are going to have to change, because I've gone and just multiplied the bottom here by 2 minus x. So I need to make sure I do the same to the top, otherwise the fraction won't be the same size. And then conversely here, I've multiplied that 2 minus x by an x on the bottom, which means I've also got to do the same on the top, putting an x there. And we have an add sign in between. What I generally advise is to write these as a top-heavy fraction first before breaking out. It wouldn't make a difference in this question, but there's a very common mistake that students make with negatives if they break out the brackets first before doing the add or subtract. So my advice is to write this first, then we break out that bracket on the top. Just note, you don't need to do anything on the bottom. That fraction, the bottom is fully factorized. There's nothing that's going to be done with this, so there's no need to break out the brackets there. The only reason why we're breaking out the brackets on the top is because this plus 3x needs to get mixed in. And if we do that, we are going to end up with an 8 minus x on the top. So we'll have an 8 minus x on the top of our fraction because of the minus 4x plus 3x. And on the bottom, we've still got this x bracket 2 minus x. It's not the end of the world if you do break this bracket out and you have this as your answer. But when these get more complicated, the only way you're going to know if top and bottom have anything in common, and therefore if anything can cancel, is if you factorized it fully. So here I can see there's absolutely nothing in common. They might both have an 8 minus x, but we can't start doing weird cancelling thing like that. We are done.